Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and here it is, my top 5 favorite slashers from the 80s. I've had so much fun doing this top 25. Um, it was a hard list to compile, but it was a lot of fun. Before we get started, though, I think in part 1 I talked about um, 2, possibly 3 movies that I don't have a physical copy of, but definitely would have made the cut. I knew 2 of those are definite. One is a maybe, I guess. Um, Now, the first 2 films are out of print, and they go for stupid money usually. And I am not willing to pay, over $20 for a used DVD. It's just principle, I guess. And the third one, I don't know would have necessarily made the cut, but I haven't gotten around to purchasing it yet. But on the first 2 films, if anybody has an extra copy that they want to sell for a reasonable price, um, you know, hit me up or help a brother out. But the first one that would have definitely made the list, but I do not have the physical copy of, is Alone in the Dark with Donald Pleasance, and Martin Landau, and Jack Palance. I mean, I do love that film. It's one of my. It probably would have been, in the top 10, definitely, all-time favorite slashers. And the second is kind of a suspect, I guess, movie. It's more of a supernatural slasher, but that is Superstition. That is a really, really cool film. And the last film that I haven't gotten around to purchasing yet, but I really, really like it, is Amsterdam. I think that is a fantastic film. One I just saw recently. I'd never really even heard of it before it came out on Blue Underground. Um, but I did watch it, and it is a really, really cool flick. So, let's get started on my top 5. Coming in at number 5, The Burning. Now, The Burning is a really cool slasher. Um, when you have a franchise that you love so much, sometimes you tend to unnecessarily put other movies down just because you want to defend your franchise. For a long time, I was unwilling to accept The Burning into my top 5 or even my top 10 because I loved Friday the 13th and Halloween so much. This was like an outsider to me because it was a one shot. It was a one film and done. So, but over the years, The Burning has become easily one of my favorites. The young cast that of basic unknowns at the time. The trash truck is coming around. So if you guys hear squeaking in the background, it's the trash truck. Anyway, so coming in at number 5, The Burning. Coming in at number 4, Halloween 2. More of the night he came home. But Halloween 2 is cool. I saw this before I saw the original Halloween, and this will always hold a special place in my heart. I think it's a fantastic slasher. It has a lot of suspense in it. Um, Overall, just a really, really awesome film. So that's number 4, Halloween 2. Coming in at number 3, the original, Friday the 13th. Now, I love Friday the 13th. It wasn't the first Friday the 13th movie I saw, but definitely to this day, one of my all-time favorite slashers. Twist ending, is just incredible. I almost wish I would have never seen it and I could watch it for the first time again now, just to, have the twist ending and at the very end, of course, made me jump almost out of my skin. Anyway, that's number 3, the original Friday the 13th. Number 2, Happy Birthday to Me. Now, I also have this on Blu-ray. It is on a double feature with the original When a Stranger Calls. I can't bear to get rid of this DVD, probably for the cover alone and the fact that I love it so much. But the Blu-ray is done by, I believe it's Mill Creek. And I would definitely recommend that to anyone. It's really reasonably priced, and the picture is fantastic on it. But anyway, this was the first slasher I ever saw in my life, so it holds tremendous sentimental value. Actually, the second horror movie I ever saw in my life. And I love it. I think the ending is perfect. While the movie does drag a little bit towards the middle, this movie will always be one of my absolute favorites. But that is number 2, Happy Birthday to Me. And my favorite 80s slasher of all time, and the second horror movie, or the second slasher I saw in my life, is Friday the 13th Part 2. It is my favorite of the franchise. I love the film. I love the kills. Amy Steele is, I think, almost a perfect final girl. I love the homage it plays to what is that? The Mario Bava film. Now I'm drawing a complete blank. Oh, Bay of Blood, or Twitch of the Death Nerve. I love that. I love the homage it plays to the Phantom in The Town to Dread at Sundown. It's just a fantastic film. Definitely interesting kills in it, but also kind of mean-spirited at the same time. I mean, it's the first time I ever saw a handicapped person get killed, and I mean, if I could just tell you that my jaw was on the ground and I had to pick it back up, definitely. It's just a fantastic film. I do love it. Like I said, it was the second slasher I saw, and it is just an incredible film. So that'll do it for my top 25. I'll give you the last bit that were on my list that didn't make the cut. You can probably appreciate this one, Andrew. It's Deadly Games, an Australian flick, which takes place in a shopping mall, which is really cool. I really like horror films or slashers that take place in a shopping mall for some reason. The original Hitcher with Rutger Hauer, one of my favorite actors. The Initiation with Daphne Zuniga. Of course, Intruder with Bruce Campbell and done by Sam Raimi. Was he the one that directed it? I can't remember now. For some reason, I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, Just Before Dawn, which I do have the Shriek Show double disc DVD. Eventually, I'd like to upgrade to the Blu-ray because it is uncut. And a movie that you don't hear people talk about very often is The Unseen. I think that's really cool, and while it doesn't, I mean, it is a mixture of slasher plus other things. Stephen Furst, his acting in that film, I think, is really awesome. But anyway, that'll do it for my top 25. This is part 5 and my top 5 favorite slasher films from the 80s. I hope you guys have had fun watching it. I've had fun doing it. If you like what you see, hit that like button. And if you have some comments, I'd like to hear what your top 10, top 20 favorite slasher films of the 80s are, or just favorite slasher films in general. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think about this. But until next time, guys, peace.